I'm out here with all 4 cats. Wow, look at the lighting they've done down here. So, the good news is I found a place and I won't be homeless. And it is dead cheap. It's like $300 to $400 a month less than what I've been paying in total expenses. The bad news. Oh, also good news. It's month to month, so if I can't hack it, I can go. Fairly easily and fairly quickly. I don't have to do an entire year lease. The bad news is pretty extensive. But again, there's no place I don't know what's up with these lights. I wonder, are they going to get rid of those ones and just have these little guys? What the hell? I'm telling you, I would hate to be in one of those places down the end down there. That's right under those lights. By the way, those massive house development things, those are the guys that bought the place up the street where I live, and they're going to put those in. Anyway, yeah, so they'll be, completely filled in, nothing green, straight to the streets. I just can't believe they're getting away with it, but whatever. Oh, also good news, no more construction. Thank God, for the first time in 2 years. The bad news, number 1. I can't have any cats at all. I don't know how I'm going to function without the cats. I've made videos about it. When you're completely alone, having a pet is like, something that in a percentage way is a substitution for people. Here's the plan now. And I bet there are people that watch these videos just for the cats, and they're going to be really upset. My son is going to take Perry. He's the 3-legged orange one. He's going to try to find a neighbor, because he's limited for the number of animals he can have. He's going to try and find a neighbor who will take Pansy. She's the elderly black and white one. Because she takes a lot of medication. And she's an old girl. She does not deserve to be in a shelter. Come on, Poppy. Anyway, he's going to try to find a neighbor who will take her, and then I will continue to pay for all of her expenses, because her medication is like $100 a month, and then her food, and it's a lot. She's a how many times she goes to the vet, all that. She's a good chunk of change. Percy and Poppy, who are the 2 brown tiger stripes, the big one and the little guy. I mean, when I got them, they could not go to a shelter because they had such trauma and abuse in their past. Perry's yelling at me. Poppy has lived with me for almost 5 years. He's just this year started to sit on my lap. I don't know where they all are, but Perry's running up here. And he's crying at me. He wants me to come and get him. And Percy would not be able to live in a place where he had to stay inside. That would be cruel to him. He's outside like 80% of the time. In the winter, he jumps off the back porch and burrows into the snow and like swims underneath the snow. It looks like a Bugs Bunny cartoon. He loves it outside. Being stuck in a place inside would really be cruel to him. So I will take Poppy and Percy to shelter to get them rehomed, as much as it kills me. Let's see if I'll show this. Harry and Poppy. The goal for doing this is, again, it's a month-to-month lease where I'm going. If I get out quickly, if I find another place, I definitely need to take a break from it. It's been killing me. It has been 4 hours a day and massive stress, and I can't sleep, and the nightmare is unbelievable. My favorite, get this. Like, what? My favorite was that I was somehow flying 2 planes. Not like gigantic jumbo jets, but the little, like, puddle jumpers. You know, but commercial planes. 2 planes. And I, like, stopped or parked them, like, in the breakdown lane of roads, which meant, of course, their wings basically cut everything off without warning. And got arrested for it. But I was hearing about the person who flew the planes getting arrested, so it couldn't be me. There's something up there. It's probably a possum, based on how it's walking. I mean, but yeah, that was great. So Poppy's right there, Harry's right there. Pansy is not supposed to be this far up here, but she's up there. Percy is... I saw him, so he's around here somewhere. Mr. Stealthy. 4. It makes me sick. I can't even start to lie about it. But I won't be homeless. But pretty much close. To say this place I'm going to is a downgrade is beyond the pale. It is literally an unfinished basement. That's why it's so cheap. Relatively speaking. I mean, it's cheaper than the cheapest affordable housing rate in the state right now. So, I mean, it is the equivalent of, like, renting out a closet somewhere, which I've heard of people doing. They rent out a closet so that they can get an address while they're homeless, so that then they can then use that, because if you become homeless, it's almost impossible to rent a place. So that's not going to happen. But it's like a dusty old basement, and right now there's like storage in it, and there's 2 other people living in the house, and they're gonna move all the stuff around and, I don't know, sweep in the next week. I mean, it's a space, it's a place to be. It's a radical change. I said I wanted to downsize. I said there was no need for me to have so much space, but you know, and if I put rugs down on the concrete floor, it won't feel so bad. guess, with no cats. This is a shock to my system. I mean, I'm not homeless. I have one more place that would allow 2 cats and is more than double the price. Although I went to go see her and she was like, I don't understand why you would spend this money on an apartment when you could buy a house. And I'm like, okay, lady. Even though that apartment is more than double what I will be paying, it's still a third less of a mortgage payment that's currently going on. If you can find a place to buy a house, it's a third less than the average mortgage rate. And also, then you'd have to pay taxes, and you would have to pay for expenses and upkeep and all that crap. So, real expenses. Insurance, that is definitely a possum going back and forth up there. What pop? Anyway, buying a house would easily be double the monthly expense of renting this place. That's more than double what I will be paying for this little basement. Hell, please. That's so ridiculously cheap. Oh, yeah, that's not even the worst. Okay, that is the worst fit, but cherry on top. Okay, so it's a house, and I'm in the basement, and I have a quote-unquote personal access to it. In other words, what do they call those? Like a bunkhead. You know, they're like these sort of angled double doors that you pull open, and there's stairs that go directly down. Yeah, that's my separate personal entrance to the basement, so that I don't have to use like normal doors and normal stairs like a normal person. I mean, I think I can still. But if I use that, see, this doesn't make any sense. If I use that, then I could lock the door going in and out through the inside of the house, but I don't know how I could lock that bulkhead. I mean, it basically is a not secure place. It's also in the middle of nowhere. And this is not the first time I've seen this sort of setup. So people are probably freaking out right now. Maybe that's a skunk. That might be a skunk. I think I'm stopping right now. Because, oh my god, on top of everything else, gets sprayed by a fucking skunk. Except I want to see what it is. It's like 30 feet away, whatever it is. That is a skunk. Cool. I thought it was a possum. Is it coming this way? Oh, there's the possum, and there's the skunk. Oh, and another. Maybe those are cats. Maybe it's a friggin' Matrix and this is a glitch. Oh, Poppy, please don't get sprayed by that damn thing. It's walking right down the sidewalk. Can you see it? Oh, where'd it go now? It was walking right down the sidewalk. Anyway, so this is distressing, to say the least. How am I going to get to... Oh, there it is. Do you see it? Here it comes. It's in the grass. Hunting something. How am I going to go see the ghost? And not get sprayed by the damn thing. Anyway, here's Poppy. Won't be seeing him for much longer. Sorry, I'm like, again, I'm in shock and I'm depressed. I'm saying that lightly, but I'm also like, I've been sleeping like 2 and 3 hours versus of stress. I've developed, I don't want to freak people out. I've developed a twitch in my left eye. Oh, this is going to be interesting because it's either that's a baby skunk that just went under the other side of that car, or we might have a spray down in a minute. This is too close. It's all grainy. Anyway. So there's the skunk going away. Still in the middle of the street. You see it? There it is. Well, where'd that second thing go? It was going that way. Oh, here it comes. Oh yeah, the cherry on top of everything is, it's 2 guys, much younger than me, who live on the 2nd floor. That's where their bedrooms are. And I live in the basement, so there's an entire floor between us. That's good. But they want to have a party with cake when I move in. I'm like, Jesus. Okay, so that skunk has gone into the woods. Oops, go the other way. There we go. I can use this. Swear to God. I know how to use this. Where's Pops? Is he starting to go back? I mean, that's a sign. If Poppy has already started to go back. I haven't heard anything up there in the trees for a while. So. What the fuck am I doing? Trying to get sprayed by a skunk just to make life interesting, I guess. It did go off in the woods over there, though. So, this is good, bad news. Bad, good news? I mean, seriously, the alternative is living in a tent and not being able to get another apartment because, 1, I don't have an address, and 2, I would have had, I mean, if I don't leave this week, I would have an eviction on my record. So forget it, I would never be able to live anywhere else again. Okay, the skunk went in there. Please stay in there, skunk. I'm sure it won't come. It's hearing me talking. Skunks are actually afraid of people. Hence the spraying. That's not a skunk. That's a cat. That's not what went in there. But that was the one I thought was maybe a baby skunk. They're probably friends. Percy had a friend, skunk. They used to play in the yard. That's now going to be turned into multi-story apartment buildings. these kind of setbacks happen. Again, this is the pendulum effect. Like, perfect pendulum effect. You know, I've got a stressful job that I finally wrangled, that I'm making perfectly adequate amount of money. I have this coping technique of travel. Oh, here's another one. Definitely not the skunk. You saw the difference, right? Anyway, I mean, if you've seen the, you saw how it was moving. Definitely a skunk. Oh, Poppy, don't have a fight with these cats. Anyway, so, you know, things have stabilized. So now it's time for something to radically destabilize it. And truthfully, I should have been looking for a different place from where I live right now. Except, again, it was comparatively cheap for the amount of space. I was like, why would I move? Because I would have half the space and pay the same amount with the moving expenses and then not be able to take the cats for a walk. Why would I move? Even though I didn't need it. Right, so this is where the ghosts hang out, or whatever. Just probably skunks and possums and who knows what else. And I don't hear anything. It's too bad you can't see this. It looks like a gang fight getting ready to happen. There are 5 cats all together. Hey, Pop. I think only 2 of them are mine. Maybe that one down there is Percy. He got flushed out. There's Pops. Is that the... Something just went... Okay, let's not get sprayed. Oh, there's another one. It looks like Pinsy, actually. Why are you all the way down here, Pans? Are you crazy? You can't see them anyway. You're not Pansy. You've got a messed up lip. And you're much smaller than Pansy. There's another one. Actually, it looks like somebody had a litter of cats up here and they just let them go. Here comes Poppy. You look like laser eyes. It's hilarious. I think that's Percy. Oh, there's the skunk. Perry's staring at it like, what the fuck? And I'm like 100% with him. And I have to... Can you see it walking? It just went in the woods again. This is like the most messed up video. On every level. Messed up because of this stupid focusing back and forth and probably making everybody sick. Messed up because of these horrifying critters. It's Perry. It's Perry. No, there's a skunk, buddy. I can't even see where the focus is because it's all black, which I'm sure you're used to. Hi, Pear. Can you see the 3 of them barely? I thought they were possums because they're little. Poppy's found his new people. And here's Perry. Oh, I do have it pretty zoomed in. Laser eyes. There's that skunk. I walked up here, now I gotta walk past. Stay in the bushes, skunk. Don't come rushing out at me. That was a cat. He's moving too fast to be a skunk. Skunk still run. Oh no, don't go after my cat. Can you see them? No, you can't pick them up at all. Anyway, one of those nifty newbie cats is trying to check out Perry. And then there's an ambush. Here comes Poppy and other 2 cats behind him. And there's another one over there. Total of 6. 2 of them are mine. And a skunk. Keeps going back and forth between there and there. This video is probably making anybody that's actually looking at it sick. I'm sorry about that. And people who are interested in my story are probably emotionally sick on my behalf. The goal of having, did I say this? The goal of having Perry and Pansy placed in other homes is that if I leave this place, because I mean, it's an unfinished basement, which means it's probably unheated, which means how the hell could I handle the winter in this place? Here comes Poppy. Here comes Perry. Perry don't get sprayed. Jeez. The last week, can you imagine the last week before I leave, they get sprayed by a freaking skunk? A freaking pair of skunks that are right there. Oh, let me move this way. They're on that. I'm like turning around and walking this way, and there are 2 of them right there on that lawn. Yes, Poppy, there are animals up there that you are not going to interact with. Come on, Perry. I just almost walked right into them. You can't see them. But they're right there. Oh, God. I'm telling you. See, things could be worse. Things could be worse. I could get sprayed by a skunk. I have no idea how humans get skunk spray off of them. I know both Percy and Perry got into the funk. And I think they just like laid down in the place where a spray had happened earlier, because they weren't even that gnarly. And it took like 6 weeks before they lost the scent. Let's see if I turn on the lights. Anything? Bueller? No, they went away, thank God. Yeah, I did just say that stupid thing. Again, truth comes out when I'm in shock. And there's no other way of describing this. It's like, it is what it is. It will be insanely cheap. I can spend all the money on trips and things. Somebody found out about it and said, oh, well, you don't have to work as much, so why don't you, like, take time off? Call in sick as much as I need. I do that. I actually did. I called in sick yesterday, because, like, called in, I was like, okay, you choose what you want me to do. Because I have been definitely burning the candle at both ends. Like, okay, so it's like somewhere between 2 and 3 in the morning right now. I have a doctor's appointment at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then I work tomorrow night until 1 o'clock in the morning, etc. And before I went on my latest trip, which, yeah, Instagram pictures, which are really nice, and everybody says it, that's seen them, Patreon, blah, blah, blah. You're supposed to advertise yourself. I really suck at it. Anyway, I worked 14 days straight, did an overnight flight to Ireland, got there at like 10 in the morning, 11 in the morning, something like that. Actually crashed. I think it's the longest I slept since then. It was that afternoon. I slept for like 5 hours straight because I was super exhausted. In the meantime, hiking around all over the place in Dublin. The next day, day 2, the walking tours, which was about 11 hours straight of walking all around Dublin. The next day was the day I went to Belfast in Northern Ireland. I went to the Giant's Causeway, which was amazing. That was a 13-hour day, almost 14 hours on the bus. And then the next day was museums. I did 4 of them. I had planned on doing 6. One was closed, and one I was just like, I've lost interest. How many museums can you do in one day? And I don't remember how many hours that was. It opened at 10, so I think I left at 9 and got back about 7. So that was the shortest day. And the next day I traveled, and it was total because of I left at 5. I got up at 5 in Dublin and got back at 11 o'clock, almost 12, into Maine. Plus 5 hours time difference. So it was like 22, 23 hours travel back. Had a day off where I started this crazy sleep cycle of being so stressed and slamming awake and not being able to sleep more than 2 hours, no matter how exhausted I am. And it's been like that since then. Stress, it's terrible. And again, between the stress and the insomnia and massive lack of sleep, I have been having physical symptoms that are like, people are like, oh God, did you? I'm like, okay, first of all, in Ireland, they don't care about COVID anymore. They care about monkeypox. And no, I definitely did not catch monkeypox. And no, I did not go near the Blarney Stone, which is where you probably catch the monkeypox. That was a terrible joke. Perry's doing a really good job with his hiking. He's probably going to do like 3/4 of a mile on 3 legs. Pretty good deal. Yeah, so totally exhausted. Yesterday, I was running late because I did a viewing, and I was getting sneezy, which is not ideal to be sick. When you're trying to work, it's a distraction to the people, my clients, etc. I mean, I could have faked it, but I was like, okay, so I called, I said, okay, one of 2 bad things. Either I'm going to not work at all because I'm sick and I'm exhausted, or I'm going to be late. That was yesterday. They're like, yeah, just don't work at all. So today, kind of the same thing. Well, because I went to this place, but I don't know where the miscommunication happened. I thought it was a scam. I was like, oh man, you made me ride all the way out here for nothing. Because I had the wrong town. In Maine, every town has the same names for all of the streets, so I had no idea where I was going. It's actually a lot closer than where I thought it was, but the way that I went around Sebago Lake. Now, like the whole of Sebago Lake. If you look at Maine, there are two massive lakes. One is Moosehead. It's up like toward the middle, like sort of center northern part of Maine. And the other one, which is a little bit smaller but still huge, is Sebago Lake in southern Maine. I drove all the way around it. It was like an hour and a half to find the place. But it's actually like getting from there to my current house. Once I knew where I was, it was like 20 minutes. I don't know what's making that sound, but I don't like it. I think that is either a fox or a fisher. Come on, Perry. That is not a bird sound this time of night. Another thing, can you imagine? Speaking of fox. Hey, Pop, how about you don't engage this fox in the middle of the road? Let's see if I can get a light on. Can't see anything. Hey, Poppy. Poppy, you don't need to protect me. Oh, my God. Oh, please don't make this happen. Oh, maybe it's just a really huge cat. Oh, maybe it's Pansy. Look at me freaking out. I think it's Pansy. It's Pansy, and I'm having a heart attack going, oh my God, there's a fox that's going to eat my cat. Because I'm like, what else could happen? I've got absolutely useless flash here. You see her feet. You see her eyes. That's Pansy. That's my 19-year-old. That's one that I'm hoping to find somebody to take her, and I will pay for her medical expenses. This is Poppy. He will be going to a shelter. That's Perry. He will be living with my son. And somewhere around here, because he came with us, so but he's Mr. Stealthy, is Percy, and Percy will also be going to a shelter. Because my life sucks a lot. But it could be worse. I could have just gotten sprayed by those two skunks back there. I could have had the cats have, gang war in the middle of the street up there and have them all have to go in to get sewn up. It could be worse. I gotta keep thinking that it could be worse. I mean, I don't know why I am such an ass about this, because anybody who knew me was like, I was just like, I'm going to accept it. I'm going to be homeless. I'm going to be homeless. You know what? Having a place, even though it's like, ugh, and I don't get to have my cats, is better than homeless. Period. It's better than homeless. It is a stepping stone to whatever comes next. And you know what? Maybe I really do need to move out of Maine. If I don't have my cats, then are my kids here? I mean, really, truly, why would I stay? Would there be, maybe that's what I need to do next. Move into this place and then go, I mean, what was that book? The book by Augustine Burroughs? Something like How to Live, or I don't know, something weird like that. Had the most brilliant advice. I'm not saying I'm at this point. I'm just saying you don't need to get to that point before you apply the advice. But the brilliant advice that if you're going to kill yourself, which I am not there. I am not there. I am not there. Okay? Highly stressed. Not there. said, just leave. Find some place that you always wanted to go and just move there. And who cares about packing up your apartment? If you died, you would not pack up your apartment. Who cares about getting a stupid job? If you're dead, you know, just use your money, figure it out. You know, if you like it, get a job. Just go. Just do it. You know, maybe it is being in that one place that is causing, you know, just, if you're thinking that being in a place is causing this major depression, just leave. Go there. I mean, this is one of the reasons I travel so much. Is maybe I would find some place that I just loved. I keep getting ads for apartments in Oklahoma. I'm like, how and why do I get ads for Oklahoma? Talk about, I mean, that's actually, did you know that they're opening at least 2 Meow Wolves in Texas? I mean, that'd be relatively close. Be like a day's drive. But maybe that's what I should do, is like throw out the rule book, find a completely new place. I can tell you I did it before. It was unbelievably, horribly depressing. Ow. All of it. It's like a last blast of all the animals. Because what happened was, oh, this is so stupid, but you know what? You make choices. I was going to graduate school in Philadelphia, and my car needed to be inspected. Actually, ironically, I moved on July 1st. My car needed to be inspected, and it would have cost like an ungodly amount of money to get it fixed and ready to go. And you basically can't have a car in Philadelphia. The insurance rates are just unbelievable. So I was like, okay, what the heck? It's 2 months early. What the hell? I'll just move to Philadelphia. Dumb mistake. As a person with, well, I don't know. Maybe it's a different mistake for everybody. To go someplace that you've never been before, never seen before, without a job or anything. Because what happened was, I went there in the middle of summer, when it gets to be over 100 on a regular basis. I didn't have an air conditioner. I didn't have a job. I could not access the school because I was not a student until September. I did nothing. I sat and laid in the apartment and sweated. And that's what I did. And damn near lost my mind. Oh, there's Percy. See, I told you he was with us. Just in the woods. Oh, you can't see him. Percy. There's Poppy. Percy. Look at him running away. You can't see him at all. He's Mr. Camouflage. Anyway, it was horrible. So, would I do that again? Probably not. But could I? Yeah. I could put out feelers. I have really good luck with weather, because like when I was in Hawaii, I was like, God, it's gorgeous. But then you see these absolute deluges, and it's so expensive. Same with Dublin. I was like, this is not bad at all. But then I see other people that are like, oh my God, it's crippling. Actually, like even hotel rooms are really expensive there, so forget that. I don't know. I have had offers to move into other countries, actually, from people who seen videos and are like horrified for me at the idea that I'm going to be homeless. They're like, hey, I have space over, over border. Well, I can't work if I'm not in the United States, so that really doesn't work. But maybe that's what I should do. Maybe it's spend 4 or 5 months until god-awful winter, really deciding where and what I want to do and where I want to be. I mean, I came back to Maine for a reason after living in Philadelphia for 10 years. I mean, I really like Philadelphia. The people there are nice. For a city, it's very walkable. I was very independent, easily very independent in Philadelphia, which I think is a positive. This having roommates crap. Well, they're not roommates, they're housemates, whatever. Is really not cool as far as I'm concerned. Sharing bathroom. Not cool. I mean, other than my kid, no joke. It's been at least 30 years since I had a living situation like that. Although, like I said, I sort of had that in Dublin and it was fine. Of course, we had maids that were cleaning absolutely everything every day. So, I'm not going to have that. I do see an IKEA trip in my future. Frogs jumping in the pond. Maybe I'll take my kid down to Boston with me. I'll need somebody to help me move. And I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But again, the good news is not homeless. Next trip is in September. Still have a job. For another week, I still have cats that love me. Although, where the hell are they? Sounds like one of them's getting lost. Have you got... Oh, can you see? It's June, right? How much time is on here? I don't know how long this video is. But they've done so much construction. I haven't seen... Okay. Goal. I'm saying it right now. One more time. Like down pretty far. Like actually down near where the... that old mill is. There is sort of a path that gets a collection of fireflies. I will make it a goal to hike down there one more time and see if I can pick it up on video, because I've not been able to, but this camera might be able to pick it up. It picks up a lot more, believe it or not. Oh, there's all clouds. You can't see any of the stars, but I've actually picked up stars on this, so maybe it will pick it up. That'll be interesting. I will make it a goal. At least one more walking video before I leave next week. And I have to go collect the cats that are trying to go. Like, can you see them? They're going into the marshes. They're going frog hunting is what they're doing. Brats. Anyway. That's the update. I'm not going to be homeless. It's a very undesirable place I'm going to, but for a remarkably cheap price. Here's Pansy. Please don't go down in the marshes. Don't go into the marshes, Pansy. It's gross down there. We have to go that way. Come on. Let's go. We have to get home. These cats are crazy. Alright. That's the update. I'll give you another one when I'm in less shock.